welcome to Ephemera Files by Tommy. And it's been more than 2 weeks since I did this. I showed you how I press flowers in this book, and this is just a really heavy piece. It's a lock from an antique door, and it's pretty hefty. So I put it on the top of there to help flatten things down. I was going to do it in 2 weeks, and I think it's actually been more like 4 because, you know, life gets a little crazy. But let's go ahead and see how the flowers look. And I've got, it's a Meyer bag, just a brown bag right here so that I can make sure that the flowers themselves show up really well. And I'm going to get my little tweezers out here too so that I don't break any petals trying to manhandle them up. And I think that I actually forgot to label one of the flowers that I put in here. So I may just come across it and I may not. Here is the first page, and this has lantana and alyssum. And the lantana, I wasn't sure how it would dry, so let's see how it did. There's the front. It dried really dark, but you can still see some of the yellow and pink and purple. I think that was actually a pale orange. The pink just dried really, really dark. Let's see, did this one dry any differently? No, it looks a lot the same. It's a little lighter. I have found that lighter flowers, not white, but lighter flowers tend to dry a little better color-wise, because the darker the flower, the more, whoops, black or red it becomes. See, and these are very, I'm not so sure the lantana is going to last because it's already falling apart, but I was just trying it out. I had not dried a lantana before, and I wanted to see what would happen. All right, so next I have the alyssum, and I already knew that the alyssum would dry really well. White or purple. I haven't tried pink because I don't have any pink, but I've got a feeling that the pink would be really, really pretty. It would probably dry to like a dark rose, maybe. So here are the alyssum. Very pretty. All right, so next, hyssop I added. I bought a plant and one of the flowers fell off, and I stuck it in here. So you didn't get to see it put in, but you'll get to see what it looks like dried. I'm going to kind of flip through here and see if the one that I think I put in without labeling. Nope. I'll have to go through and look for it later. So this is hyssop. This was a blue one. And that dried really pretty. Very delicate looking. Not so sure that the brown is showing up very well. Let's see. I should probably, let's try. Let's see, does that work better? Maybe? I don't know. That dried very, very pretty though. And that's, I dried it because I want to do a Bible journaling page that talks about cleansing me with hyssop. And so that one has a particular project. So what I'm going to do is actually stick it to the back of this post-it note that says hyssop. And I'm going to set it to the side. All right, since I'm not so sure that's working, I'm just going to lay this to the side as well, and we'll see. Maybe that one will work. If not, I'll just do it on my hand. All right, so the next one is clematis. Ooh, that's very pretty. And this clematis is, I think it's Forever Rose. It's from my arbor in the front yard. And there's still a lot of blooms on it. Yeah, you're not going to see that against my skin. It's about the same color. All right, and I think that dried very pretty. Is it focusing? Yes. That almost looks like a butterfly. I like that. And then the other one. That's just so pretty. So pretty. Let's see. I need to just do that with all of them. I need to put them on the label so that I know what is what when it comes time to put them away. Oh, and look at the back. That's pretty too. And I lost a petal. These flowers are really delicate. There is nothing sturdy about a dried flower. The lantana is especially crumbly. So next we've got the strawberries and cream hydrangea. And these do dry a little tougher because these actually are not the flowers. I think they're called bracts. And they're pretty tough. They're more like leaves. But these, I mean, look at that. They dry so nicely. So nicely. And they look pretty back and front. I'm not sure I tried any of my other hydrangeas. I think I only got them off of the strawberries and cream. I don't think I had any others blooming at that time. Right, next is going to be the David Phlox, and this one was white, so I don't know how it's going to turn out because I haven't dried it before. Ooh, that's actually kind of pretty. Very delicate. They dry more yellow than white. Very pretty. That's the back. And that's the front. I like those a lot. I was afraid on that they would just be too blah. The white would not let it show up. Now they do barely show up on the Post-it note, and that's because they dried a little bit more yellow. This one has two of them, a mini rose and a begonia, but I did not write which begonia. So I don't have a way to tell you what that was. Okay, so here's the rose. And this is the sunset. I think it's called Sunset Rose. And that dried really, really well. I like that a lot. I mean, it looks good front and back. So that would be good on a two-way item. And then here's the begonias. It's not horrible. I love the little bright yellow in the middle there. Very nice. Let's see. This one looks like actually two of them. Yes, they're off the same thing. So it's actually a double floral, a double floret, I guess, because it was a stem with two flowers, or two flower stems. Oh my goodness. And then we have a single petal here. Still pretty. Next is my Honorine Joubert Anemone, and this is also white. I dried several white. Ooh, but look how they dry. Oh my goodness. Okay, you may not be excited about it, but I think that's gorgeous. Very pretty. Oh my goodness. I was afraid that wasn't going to be a nice one, and look, it is. It is a nice one. I mean, wow. That's just beautiful. I like that a lot. Now, when you're drying flowers like this, don't depend on your memory for the ones that dried well and the ones that you want to try to do something differently with, because you will forget. I know from experience, you will forget. Let's see, the next one is Calibrachoa, which is relative to a petunia, but I like these a lot better than petunias. And they dried very pretty as well. I do not recall what color they were when I put them in the book. They dried to a really pretty purple and yellow though. Nice. Those are beautiful. I'll dry a lot more of those probably. That looks pretty right there. All right, I have 3 of them on this next page. I have fuchsia, I have a double impatient, and I have nasturtiums. Let's see how they turn out. I already know fuchsias do well because I have dried those before. Oh my goodness, look how bright the nasturtiums are. Wowee. Okay, let's just pull those off since that's what I was talking about. Look at that. That is like almost fluorescent. Well, are you stuck? Okay, that's making me nervous. Maybe I'll just come up here and, yeah, that worked. Look at that. How gorgeous. I like that. And then this will be the double impatient. It's pretty. It's kind of muddled in the middle, but I still think it's pretty. And then the fuchsias. I love the way the fuchsias dry. Look, isn't that just gorgeous? So pretty. Already knew I liked fuchsias. It's just beautiful. And the last one I actually have tagged is Coreopsis. Haven't dried Coreopsis before either, so let's take a look at it. Coreopsis is also known as tick seed. These, I think, were dark pink, and so they have dried to a really pretty purple. It's funny how when they dry, they change colors so much. You would not think that that was the color it was when it got put in the book. Oops, lost a petal on that one. And there's the front with all the little middle with the seeds. And there's the back. And I like that bright orange on the back. That's fun. And that one as well. And I may have actually gotten 2 different colors because I seem to see a different pattern on these than the other ones. It could just be because of the way they dried. They may have all been the same color. I would have to go back to the previous video and look. I'm pretty sure that one was a different flower because it's got so much yellow and none of the others had any yellow. Oops. Since I am so positive that I put something in here, I'm just going to flip through real quick and see if I can find the missing flowers. Flowers. I just feel like I tucked one in without a label. Yep, I did. And I'm not even sure what that is. Looks like it might be well, I don't know. It's pretty too, but that's why you want to label it. If you care to know what it is, then you should label it. Okay, so now I pulled out some things because I would like to go ahead and make a tag with this. And I was cleaning off my desk, my standing desk here, and gathered up some things, and then thought, you know what, I could do this and I could do this. And so I grabbed, there it is. And so I grabbed one of my little slides, screen slides, and I've got some string, I've got a piece of book page, a bit of a napkin that was left over that's got a bee on it. I went over and grabbed a tag off the shelf, this little tiny piece of lace, and I got some scrap writing paper. And I'm just gonna make a tag, but I grabbed this because I thought, you know what? I could put one of my dried flowers in there. So that's what I wanna do. And I went ahead and with this paper, I went ahead and marked where I wanted to glue it on, just so you wouldn't have to watch me fiddle so much with this video. And so I am going to go ahead and get that put on. I'm actually going to tear across this corner because you can see where I folded and where I folded. There's that little point right there. And I don't want to have a heavy mass of paper on the corner because I am going to wrap this around, and I'm going to do the same thing up here. Being careful to leave the page number on because I like page numbers. I like numbers, period. And so that number 38 is going to stay on there. And I'm going to go ahead and put glue over the entire book page since I am wrapping it around. And this is an old book, like 1800s. It was falling apart. And so I rescued the pages. Make sure it's on straight. And I'm going to fold this around the back and this up and around. And that little corner there can be folded too. I'm just going to ink a little bit around those edges. I did not even dip my dauber into the ink pad. I'm just using what's left on it because I don't need heavy color. I just want to add a little bit, just not much. There we go, just like that. And I want to place this right down here, just like that. And I have a square punch. It is a 2-inch square punch, and it will cut out a spot that'll fit right behind my slide. And so I am going to take a pencil or something similar. Don't like pencils, but they have their use occasionally. And I'm just going to mark where my inside corners are here so that I can make sure that my punch includes those corners, or doesn't go inside those corners, I mean. And it is exactly the right size across for the hole. And I'm going to go up just a little bit because I don't want to make the bottom of the tag weak. There we go. All right, now to choose a flower. You need to make sure that it'll fit inside of that frame. So let's see what I have that will fit inside there. Look at the Calibrachoas. I think I lose too much of that one, although I really like it. If my frame was a little bigger. Let's see. Maybe. Let's try the phlox. Yep, that one works. And so what I'm going to do is not simple. I'm going to get my packing tape out. And I'm just going to lay that right there. My tape is exactly the right width for the opening. I'm going to take my flower here, if I can get it picked up. There we go. I'm going to place it right there in the center. And I'm going to fold the tape up to sandwich it in. Being very careful not to get wrinkles. And I can use this to help get out what wrinkles do happen. I'm going to have to trim a little off of one side because my tape is not exactly straight. Actually, I'll have to do it on both sides because it's not straight. There we go. Get that lined up and scoot it over. There we go. All right, and so that is where I want it to be, right there. And so I'm going to have to get my glue. And I'm going to hold this down flat. That way the back part here is not letting it move out of place. And I'm going to carefully close it back up. That way I know that my flower is going to be glued in place. And then I'm going to open this again, and I'm going to put glue on this side. Fold that up. And I'm going to turn it over. Open this. Put glue on this side. I like that. Very pretty. And I want to put my bead on here, and my plan was to just come across like this, just like that. And so what I need to do, because I do want that to cover on that screen side, I want it to overlap it. So I need to get my glue stick. I'm just going to glue this napkin piece down. Because that is 2 levels right there, I am taking this and smoothing the napkin into it so that the napkin is not unattached anywhere and won't have a place to catch and get ripped. Now I do have some edges right here that don't have glue, and I'm just going to very lightly come and tap the edge of the napkin with the glue and then smooth it down just like that. All right, I am going to just punch a hole through here with my awl because I'm not going to worry about making a hole punch in it. Oh, I wanted to put this little piece of lace on here too. So I am just going to take and put it right there. Just the tiniest little bit of glue. All right, so I want to get some writing space on the back, and so I'm going to take my paper here, and I think I just want to rip it. Be a little bit shorter. Yep, that works. I'm gonna put a little ink around those ripped edges just because when you rip some papers, the edges get lighter, and I don't want it to look lighter. I want it to look a little bit more, I don't know, not aged, but just pleasant to my eye. Okay, I have been dealing with a migraine for the past 3 days. It has finally gone away, but I've still got those edges and I'm still having trouble with words. So maybe it's not all the way gone. Maybe it's just the pain that's gone. It's kind of hard to function with a migraine. If you have ever had one, you know it's not just a headache. And I am actually going to, I'm just going to overlap that slide a little bit. And I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the napkin. I'm going to tuck that up and into it. All right, and I think I want to do one more thing. Other than putting the string on, I want to put the string on. Really, really like these Tim Holtz phrases. Superior specimen. I think that works to go along with the the slide right here. All right, that makes me happy. It looks finished. I just need to put the string on. And this came out of my scrap bag and it's got a knot in it. Of course. Let's see. Do I have a piece long enough that if I just cut? Oh, I'll just do this. I will cut that. And I will cut that. And take the piece of tape off that stuck to it. Okay. I like that. So that's how I dry flowers, and that is just one way to use dried flowers to create things to put in your journal. And I have a whole bunch of ideas that I want to use for some of the other ones. So be sure to come back and see what I do with them. Probably not in the next video. So I'm going to pull these flowers over here so we can look at them again. All right, I am happy with how the flowers turned out. I'm happy with how my tag turned out. Now I've got another scrap piece that I can put somewhere to figure out what to do with later. All right, so which flower do you think dried the best? Which was your favorite? And have you ever tried drying flowers? If not, give it a go. It is not hard at all. You stick them in a book and forget about them for a month, and then they turn into this. Thank you for joining me today. And as always, be kind. Bye.